So welcome back, guys. Today we're gonna address this really good announcement that they posted like a couple of hours ago in the Etheria restart server. Now the game, I've been playing the final test until the very end. I made it to like level 33, 34 or something, and I've done a lot of pulls. I have multiple characters that are including very lucky characters like Messiah and Doki Doki, and now the test is over, but a lot of people were tagging me, yo Jaga, go check, they made a crazy announcement. So here I am. Let's go read it together. And there are great crazy changes and good stuff in this post in general, also addressing some of the community concerns. So let's start and read about it. So this one was posted like a couple of hours ago and tags everybody. It talks about like thanking everybody. The test concluded successfully on May 19, but this is the juice, right? So let's read this. Before the official launch, we aim to offer more benefits for free-to-play players. To this end, we will implement the following adjustment in upcoming versions. Now, I don't know if it's going to be 1.0, it should, but yeah, in upcoming version, which means that it's going to be multiple updates that maybe they'll do more things about it, right? Now, number one, which is the biggest one, reduced the PT threshold for targeted summons pools from 100 to 80 pools. This is already insane, including constant and disorder, which is light and dark, animus units, making it easier for players to acquire featured animus. Now, this is bigger than you think. Because in a PvP game, I don't know if you guys play other games. I, for example, play E7. I'm new to E7, but I made it to level cap. I've been doing PvP, so I know a little bit on how these games work. I also played AFK Journey, which also had PvP. So my take on this is bigger than you think. First of all, the targeted summon is 100 gems. It's not 160, it's not 180 like other games, it's 100. So before you had to pull 100 to get the guaranteed no 50-50. Still there isn't any 50-50. So now we're getting from 100 pulls to 80 pulls, which is easier for everybody to get a character. Also, you're not getting every character at max PD. You're gonna get like soft PD at a certain point. With logic and like statistics, so like what are the chances of you getting everything in 80 pulls? Very low. So 80 pulls is not gonna be the number that everybody's going to have to pull every time. So I'm gonna assume like maybe like a 60-ish, 65 max average for everybody to get a character. So in the final test as free to play, actually no, I spent $30 or $40. I know about the rebate. I didn't really not want to spend too much anyway, because maybe I want to reroll, I don't know. But I did want to have an account that had that rebate to see how the rebate works when we get to global, because I have my concerns about how the rebate will work. So I had to have an account like that. That said, I pulled with a little bit of help with like those like $30-40. I pulled around 300 times, a little bit more than 300 times. Maybe we remove, I don't know, 30 pulls from buying them anywhere with money. 50 pulls. I pulled 250 times in 3 days. The first bulk, yeah, right? Because when you start the game, you're gonna have like a bigger income of pulls. I pulled 250 times and I got many characters. I also got lucky later on, and I got Doki Doki. I got Messiah really with 110 pulls. So yeah, I got Freya max PD. Actually, was it max PD? I don't remember, but it was like very high. It was like 70 maybe. So I got a lot of characters, also multiple maxed out 4 stars, and with not all of them, almost all of them were maxed out. So this, what do I mean by this? I mean, where is my point? My point is this is extremely good for free-to-play players, because not only they will make rerolling really good, but it also will make you, it will make it have you an easier time pulling on units, especially the light and dark unit. And if you're not familiar with this type of PvP gachas, the light and dark units are usually extremely hard to get and extremely powerful because they are harder to get. Specifically, there is also a banner in Etheria Restart where you cannot pull there unless you have the golden ticket, and you cannot translate your gems into the golden ticket. Now that's a weird, special, permanent light and dark banner, but on the current rate up, which was Messiah at the time, you could only translate. You could translate your gems into gold tickets and then pull, right? But these units are going to be more powerful than the normal units, or at least a little bit, or introduce different type of mechanics. So these light and dark unit are extremely important in these type of games, and usually the other PvP games, how they worked, those characters were like really powerful because they were hard to get. Now in this case, they're making it a little bit easier to get by for everybody, and a lot of people are going to want eventually to pull on these light and dark units. So you don't really want to have like few pulls as free to play, because it's in a PvP game. What is important? The roster. The most character you have, the easier for you to counter the enemy in RTA, if you want to do RTA, or in PvP. PvP should be easier to counter, but you might not have the characters needed to do so. For example, if you need to counter a unit by freezing it and you don't have the freeze light and dark character, then you can use the tentacle dude that I forgot his name, Kraken, I think it was called. But if you don't have him, or you need a specific other mechanic that is a light and dark unit that one of these characters is doing, now you don't have them, right? Because there's so many characters that are going to come out. You need to think about the longevity of the game. All of these characters are coming out, and there's gonna be a lot of characters coming out at the same time. The roster is gonna be expanded as soon as possible, because that's how it works. In a PvP game, you need as many characters as you can. They need to pump out a lot of characters. So having the PT reduced from 100 to 80 is actually really, really good, and it helps a lot. Now, obviously, we're gonna have to see how it works and how much the income is, because it's the other phase of the medal. It's always that. But yeah, it is easier now for players to acquire featured animus. So 80 pulls, which is an average, let's say an average of 65 pulls per banner for every player, regarding if you're like super unlucky or super lucky, and doing one pull is only 100 gems, which is fairly easy to get, at least early on, right? Now, second point, add Anima exchange tokens to the Summit Arena, RTA, which is the real-time arena, which is one where you are, if you're unfamiliar with this, you are doing PvP, and then it's there's a draft, you're banning characters, you're selecting yours, you ban one of the enemy, and the enemy bans one for you, and then you play, right? So during this, it's very important for you to strategize and try to counter the enemy as you see him pick characters, and he does the same for you. Players can use Summit Arena RTA shop tokens to redeem Anima, enabling free-to-play players to obtain more, which means pretty good. Now, we don't know how much it's going to be, we don't know how often and how easy it's going to be to acquire these, and how many coins do you need to redeem one Anima, but these are basically the dupes, right? I don't know if you're going to be able to get a Animus, right? Because the Animus is the character and the Anima is the dupe. Now, I don't know if you're going to be locked only into choosing the copy, but speaking of copies, let's assume it is that you can only get a copy. That's still pretty good. You can get copies for free. Let's say you have a token, right? So now, how important are these dupes? A lot of people are saying like, yeah, they're not that important. It doesn't really matter. They don't do much there, and they are comparing it. I understand why, but they're comparing it to other gachas like Genshin, ZZZ, Wuthering Waves, and and HSR, right? But those games are not PvP. So you're gonna see extreme power in those PvE games, because you don't have to necessarily balance anything. It's just you're just hitting a monster that is going to die faster or slower, okay? It's not that big of a deal. That said, The dupes in this game only give you a bunch of stats, but that's not that shouldn't bait you too much. Even if it is a little bit of if it is like a couple of stats, it is some power. For example, let's use a concrete example with E7. If you go check a hero, any hero, right? If you get a copy of the hero, you will unlock their imprint, which means that if you put them in the this four squares is like how the team is composed, right? Where they stand. If you have a character with copies, you're going to have an imprint. Now you can select which imprint you want to do, if you want to make him stronger or if you want to make the team stronger. In this case, if you select this and you switch over, anybody in any of the slot of your squad position is going to benefit from his dupes, and the more dupes you have, the bigger this bonus is. So even though it is a couple of stats, it's still important to remember that it is an advantage. So getting copies might be very important later on for the game, like long term, because a lot of people are gonna be like, okay, I do an attack, I didn't die, I have 1 HP, holy shit, and then you clutch. Now, if that guy had a 1 copy, it would deal 5 more damage, which will kill you. Right, so it is something that you should keep in mind. Now, it might also for now be just stats. It might become flat stats at the moment. It might become percentage stuff that could be very important, like speed for everybody, you know. Well, maybe it's not for everybody, but for the character, like that's not how doesn't have to be like A7. So they might not have like a group buff, but they could. So this is something that to keep an eye on, but it's good that we can actually exchange copies, so you could technically cope as free to play, like, okay, well, this whale killed me, but at least eventually I'll be able to get my copies and I just have to keep playing, right? So that is pretty interesting. 3. During the growth boost event, players who reach level 30, I didn't know about this, will also receive Anima exchange token as a reward. So if you made it to level 30, I mean, it's kind of late to say this, but like, people would probably play more, would have played more if they knew. So apparently, if you made it to 30, you will be getting a exchange token from this. So you will be able to choose a dupe of your choice. Are light and dark characters included in this? I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, they should. So, you know, really, really, really good update. Hopefully you leveled to 30. I don't know why they didn't say it before. Maybe it was like they decided to do it after. But maybe if you said it before, people would have played more, because a lot of people played the game, but they didn't like go too far, because at the moment you don't need to get to level 30 to understand if you like the game or not. So most people played until like level 15 or something, 20 maybe, and then they left. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna play on release. So maybe I should have said this earlier, but whatever. Extra rewards for people that actually played a little bit more. That said, I don't want to cover this because this is whatever. Actually, let's see. Regarding whether Anima is effective in Summit Arena, we sincerely apologize. I don't care about the gender ratio. We sincerely apologize for not promptly identifying and clarifying this misconception. Anima is effective across all current gameplay mode in Etheria Restart. We've also designed multiple ways to acquire Anima exchange tokens. We'll see. This is one. Point 2 is 1. Moving forward, we will continue to monitor and optimize the gaming experience related to Anima. Even though maybe some people won't like it, or there are still, even from me, some concerns about how this is going to be handled, it is still kind of like, it's kind of a sigh of relief a little bit, looking at how responsive the devs are, or at least the team, the PR team or whatever. So it is interesting. It is nice to see that they're like kinda listening a little bit. So hopefully they keep this up for after the game launches, and if anything happens, they just respond and promptly fix it. People don't have a problem if you fix. They don't have a problem if you fuck up. They have a problem if you ignore everybody and then you don't fix the game and you expect everybody to still give you money, right? So that's all I wanted to tell you. Huge news for Etheria Restart. I'll be playing on release, obviously, duh. And on YouTube, maybe I'll make some more videos, and then we'll stream on twitch.tv/Jakazin. For now, that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.